The road to Barangay Putol in Tayabas, Quezon is long and difficult. Aling Rosing, Casita, and Mang Ruben passed a rickety bridge that had caused the death of some residents in the past. Left with no option, they live with the risk. The bridge is a constant reminder of the uncertainty in their lives. 77-year-old Aling Rosing and her departed husband Remigio had been coconut farmers for more than 5 decades. They were promised rewards in exchange for taxes collected from their kopra. Aling Rosing carefully kept these certificates and coupons that prove the government deducted coconut levy from their kopra sales.
Paano, sabi, ipunin at may dating na gantimpala sa amin. Ay ngayon, di kinunay sa bangko, diyan sa Lucena, isusugbo daw namin at kami bibigyan. Pero ako na binigyan nga po kami, 150 lang. Binigay. Yun lamang natanggap ko. Basta kami na naniniwala na kami ganun na sinasabi sa amin. Di naman kami natutol na kung bakit kagailang binigay sa amin.
Aling Rosing is now living with her daughter, and still, the promised reward hasn't come. 69-year-old widower Ruben Rasay lives alone in this house. After farming most of his life, he has no savings and no pension. Unlike Karo Singh, he was not able to keep the documents. All he knows is that the government taxed him and his parents 4 decades ago.
Ayun, ito yung susulit kami, binibigyan kami ng card na inipon namin, tapos nawala na rin. Kala ko hindi na magagamit yun. Naalala ko pero wala, hindi ko na maalala kung napatapon na yung mga yun.
From 1971 to 1983, former President Ferdinand Marcos and his crony Eduardo Danding Coangcos imposed taxes on coconut farmers for the Coco Levy Fund. It was meant to develop the industry and give workers better and more stable income. But in reality, the nearly 10 billion peso fund collected from farmers were used by Marcos and his cronies to set up or invest in businesses for their own profit. Coconut farmers are among the poorest of the poor. They earn an average of 40 pesos to 50 pesos from a day's work, harvesting, preparing, and cooking copra or dried coconut meat, from which oil is extracted. Most coconut farmers do not own the land they till. The common profit-sharing scheme is 60-40, 60% to landowners while 40% goes to tenants. The international market dictates copra prices. It could go as low as 6 pesos per kilo and as high as 60 pesos per kilo. Even if prices are high, the farmers don't benefit as much because they sell to middlemen. Copra nowadays sells for 35 pesos to 40 pesos a kilo. If a farmer sells 100 kilos of copra, he could earn at most 4,000 pesos. 2,400 pesos goes to the landowner, leaving him with 1,600 pesos. If he is not strong enough, he has to pay the coconut pickers, the fruit collector, coconut husk removers, and haulers. These could cost him an additional 200 pesos. The remaining amount, 1,400, has to be divided among co-tenants, usually 3 to 4 persons. That could leave a farmer with just 350 pesos, not enough to feed a family of 5.
Ang karanasan namin noon, tanda ko noon, pag nagsimula ang tatay namin na magkopra kasama yung kanyang kasagpi, ay natatapos yung pag nagsulit na ng nyug, wala, halos break even o kung may matira, konting-konti lang. Sapat lang para ibili ng konti uling bigas pagka Kasi habang nagkokopra, nangungutang na doon sa pinagdadala ng kopra.
Mas mahirap ang magkopra, lulutuin mo pa yun. Tapos lulo ko rin mo. Gano'n ko layo dito sa ospital ng tabi ng kalye. Kaya sa konti lang natin sila. Isa nagkikakonti, parang kami tinans lang. Ilang kami magkakapartida, kami tatlong magkakatulong, 4, edi hati pa doon. Hindi siya sapat.
Maliit. Talaga napapagkasya namin. Nag-aalaga naman kami ng baboy. Noong una kami maraming baboy. Tagalog. Yun ang, saka mga kabayo at kalabaw.
Ang aming commitment hindi
Many politicians have promised to return the Coco Levy funds to the coconut farmers. After 44 years since it was imposed, 3.5 million coconut farmers are still waiting for that day. Many have died. The husband of Aling Rosing and the wife of Mang Ruben both died of cancer without adequate help from the government. Aling Rosing got a measly 10,000 pesos from the life insurance of her husband Remigio. She's considered lucky. Many families of beneficiaries who died didn't get anything because the insurance company said their relatives were not in the so-called master list. In 2014, coconut farmers marched 71 kilometers from Davao City to Malacanang to demand the return of the fund. Shortly after that, the Supreme Court upheld its decision declaring the 75 billion peso Coco Levy Fund public. It ruled that the money should be solely used for the farmers and the industry. Nearly 3 years since the final ruling, the funds have not been returned to the farmers. The Coco Levy Trust Fund bill, which aims to create a trust fund to grow the money for the coconut farmers, is pending before Congress. Now, President Rodrigo Duterte has vowed to return the funds to the farmers. But the bill's passage into law remains uncertain. Some groups reportedly backed by Danding and his allies oppose the measure. The left wants the money directly given to the farmers or their living beneficiaries, which critics say will not help them in the long run. Senator Francis Pangilinan, chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture tasked to hear the bill, says it's hard to predict how the senators will vote. Pangilinan says it would greatly help if the president would certify the bill as urgent. But even then, that does not ensure its passage. In the 16th Congress, former President Benigno Aquino III, nephew of the politically influential Danding Coangco, certified the measure as urgent. It passed in the House of Representatives but failed in the Senate. While politicians continue to debate, more coconut farmers die without seeing the fruits of their labor.
Nangihinayang ako. At pasensya na, nalulungkot. Kasi hindi nila naranasan yung ginhawa. Sana, kung merong ginhawang maasahan. Ganun. Sana, kung sakaling ito may pamahagi sa taong ito, sana buhay pa sila. Kasi kasama sila sa naghihirap. Ganun din ang magulang ko. At iba pang magsasaka sa buong Pilipinas.
Inaasahan ko, sabi ko, pag talagang biyaya ng Panginoon, ay idadating sa amin, ibibigay. Kaya naasa rin naman ako talagang naidadating. Kung wala, siguro hanggang sa mamatay na lang ako, wala na.
Financial stability is something these coconut farmers have never enjoyed. They will never trust the system that has cheated them, the way they will never trust this bridge. Camila Lamia, Rappler, Quezon Province.